Suppose a person who is heterozygous for sickle cell, okay, so that's their genotype, marries a person who is also heterozygous for sickle cell anemia. People who are heterozygous for sickle cell are carriers of sickle cell. They show some symptoms, but don't have full-blown sickle cell anemia. So to say that sickle cell is recessive is not necessarily true. It exhibits more of an incomplete dominance. So show expected genetic makeup of their children. If you were to do that Punnett square, here's the large s, little s, large s, little s. This person is totally normal. This person is heterozygous for sickle cell. Heterozygous for sickle cell. And right here, what fraction of the children will suffer from sickle cell anemia? 1/4. That's 1 out of 4. What fraction will inherit the allele but not suffer? That's that person right there and that person right there. So it's going to be 1/2, 2 out of 4. They are resistant to malaria. In the presence of malaria in many countries have been eradicated. And even in parts of Africa, the incidence of malaria has been reduced substantially. Without endemic malaria from Africa, the sickle cell mutation is purely disadvantaged, meaning having a big S, having this is good if malaria is going around killing people. Otherwise, it's just not good to have sickle cell anemia or even be carrying the gene. What do you think will happen if the percentage of people carrying the sickle cell gene over time under the pressures of natural selection? Since malaria has gone down, it's not as bad, do you think the people with sickle cell anemia are going to go up or are they going to go down over time? Down. Sickle cell anemia is bad for people overall. It's only good in scenarios where these people are resistant to malaria. But if you're telling me that malaria is not there and you remove malaria from the situation, then it is bad. Sickle cell disease is a replacement of a single nucleotide on the beta globin gene found on the short arm of chromosome 11. What do you call this type of mutation? It is a point mutation because it happens at one point of the gene, and it's specifically called a substitution because we're substituting one nucleotide for the next. Normal male, carrier female, big S, big S, big S, little s. Genotypic ratios. Well, there's 2 of these. Sorry. You're going to see 2 of these. 2 of these. Genotypic ratio is 1:1. Phenotypic ratio is we have normal, 2 normals, 2 carriers, also a 1:1 ratio. We got somebody with sickle cell for the male and a normal female, so she's big S, big S. Is sickle cell anemia sex linked? No, so there's no need to put an XY because it's not like this gene is on the X chromosome. It's on chromosome number 11. We got carrier, 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 carrier. Genotypic ratio is, I would just say 100%. And then phenotypic ratio, 100%. And the last cross you had to do, sickle cell male, carrier female. We got a carrier, carrier, sickle cell, sickle cell. So genotypic ratio, we have 2 of these, 2 of these, so it's a 1:1 ratio. Phenotypic ratio is, well, we have carriers, 2 of them. And then we have 2 people with sickle cell also. A 1-to-1 ratio. You could also write it in percentages if you want. 50% to 50%.